Welcome everyone to another episode of Time for BL, the podcast that reviews TV shows, movies, novels, comics, all in the boys love genre. On today's episode, I'm actually going to be reviewing a webtoon comic. It's one that I really enjoy. It's a nice little slice of life you may have heard of. It is called Small World, and it is by Wonsun Jin. Wonsun Jin is an artist who actually started creating the characters of Small World when he was 14 years old. He decided to put up drawings and artwork on Instagram first from a suggestion from a friend, and especially since he did his research and saw how many artists were doing really well on Instagram, and eventually came out with the webtoon comic. It is number 5 in the slice of life genre, and it updates every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. What's awesome about this comic, it's like a slice of life comedy. It's a very short stories, and you don't even need to read all of them to follow along with the story. I do suggest reading all of them because the story is fantastic, but you don't need to read all of them to follow the story because it goes in like a TV sitcom kind of way where every episode like has its own little storyline. It's not an episodic. So the comic actually follows 2 main characters. Their names are Robin and Julian. Oh my gosh, Robin is the queen. Once you start reading the comic, you will understand. Everyone refers to Robin as their queen. One of the running gags is the fact that Julian is too hot for Robin. Like one of those things. Julian is a very, very attractive cartoon character. And it has a 9.5 rating from fans. It's a really good comic. That's 9.5 out of 10 from fans on their scoring. Right now it has over 400 episodes. They're past their 400th episode, and it's still going on. And trust me, all episodes are worth it. So the author, Wonsun Jin, I want to make sure I put a link to his Instagram in the description. You can go there and check out his Instagram, and I'm also going to put a link to his Facebook page because he actually does a Small World Q&A on YouTube. Sorry, not Facebook page, YouTube page, because he does a Small World Q&A on YouTube, which I found very interesting. That's actually where I found some of the facts about Small World from. So definitely check out the link to the YouTube page, and he also has like different things from Small World on the YouTube page. Gives you information of his inspiration for the Small World comic, and he also has different artwork on his Instagram as well, so definitely check it out. Now, about the comic, one of the reasons I love it so much, it continuously breaks the 4th wall, and that definitely adds to the humor. You have a lot of jokes where they kind of stop and turn to the camera, well, turn to the reader, and it's like an acknowledgement of, yeah, we know this is a cartoon. There is a lot of, I guess, meta humor. I love the jokes about the artists, like, oh, we should do this, we should do that. We can't do it. Why? Because then the artist will have to draw us doing that. Let's do something else. And then it looks like a child's drawing in the background or something. I love it. I love the humor in that. Wonsun Jin also talks about the fact that a lot of the inspiration for the comic, you'll see in the Q&A, is stuff that actually does happen in his life, even though Robin and Julian aren't based off of like real people. Some of the situations are based off of real situations in life, which, yeah, some of the greatest humor is based off of your real life. You ask any of the big time comedians, they'll probably most likely tell you that. So as far as the artistic style of the comic though, it's not usually what I would go for personally. It has a very, I don't know, late night cartoon feel, like home to me in the beginning. I felt like it had a home movies feel, which if you watched home movies on Adult Swim back then, you're probably as old as me. But yeah, it had a home movies feel for a bit in the beginning to me, but the humor isn't really home movies. It's still a slice of life, but it wow, the neighbor's dog is barking. But it is not usually what I go for, but it works for the comic. I really enjoy the artistic style. It's actually really entertaining, the artistic style. I'm sorry, I forgot to silence my phone. I usually make sure I silence my phone during the recording because I don't want anything to disrupt us. So personally for me, it's definitely a 9.5 out of 10. One of my favorite things about this story, it is LGBTQIA characters created by an LGBTQIA creator. So everything for me feels real, and it doesn't do a lot of the plot lines that I usually see. Well, how do I describe it? Like some comics, when you read them, that are supposed to be about that are boys love, they do it in a way to appease straight women. Like, let's just make it clear, that's their goal. This one, you can tell it is for everyone to enjoy. It's something that LGBT plus kids can look at and be like, oh yeah, that's me, oh yeah, that, it's a good representation. It's a healthy enough relationship. I see them as kids. That's why I see it as a healthy relationship, because Julian is like in his early 20s and Robin is in his late teens. So to me, it's a very healthy relationship for that age. There's no abuse. Let me just make that clear. There's no abuse. I'm sorry. I just went to another place for a second. What I also love about this, I can actually see this comic being a series of short episodes. It works for it. The way it's stylized is definitely made for that as well. And I feel like it would still be just as entertaining. And also, I think this comic is actually pretty suitable for teens. Now, there is some suggestive dialogue. There's a lot of, there's not a lot of beeps, but there's a few beeps in a few episodes. But it's honestly clean enough that I had no problem introducing this comic to my 15-year-old cousin, because it was clean enough that I'd be like, all right, yeah, this isn't gonna ruin you, and have everyone go, stop corrupting the kids. It was so much fun. Oh, I miss corrupting my younger cousins. They're all older now, so I can't corrupt them anymore. They're all adults. And they can corrupt themselves, like living lives. But yeah, it's very clean. Like I said, just a little bit of suggestive dialogue here and there. It's just extremely cute all around. It's just totally cute. So if you want something that just to relax to at the end of the day, just something to read and laugh and enjoy, and the fact that it has over 400 episodes, you'll have a lot to read and enjoy, and you can take your time reading it and enjoying it. I would definitely say check out Small World on Webtoon. You can read it on the Webtoon app. You can also go on the website and read it. And like I said, I'm going to leave a link to Wonsun Jin's Instagram. He has a link to his Webtoon from his Instagram page. So I'm just going to leave a link to the Instagram and use the Instagram link to get to the Webtoon. Sounds complicated, but it works for me. And I'm also going to leave a link, like I said, to his YouTube page, because I feel like that Q&A gives you a little insight on why he did the comic and everything. So yeah, this actually was a short episode. Reason why is because this one was really easy to talk about. It's just very cute. It's very sweet. Anyone can read it, as far as I'm concerned. It's just a really nice, peaceful comic. And like I said, I love the representation of the characters, because I can even look, for me, the main reason is I actually have a friend who, when I see Robin, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's you. That's you right there. And I feel like that's one of the greatest things about this. Everyone, I think, can read it and they can go, I have a friend like that, I have a friend like that. It's very real to life, still very out there and weird in a lot of ways, but very real to life. One of the other things I love, Robin and Julian have a little puppy and kitten to match their personalities. And I love whenever the author and artist, Wonson Jin, goes to the puppy and kitten's perspective, like something's going on and the puppy and kitten have to talk about it. Like, we need to have a meeting about this situation. And it's very cute. I love all the different perspectives we have, and I love that it's not like so many characters that you get overwhelmed. Like, oh my gosh, so many people I have to keep up with, because the main characters are Robin and Julian. Those are really the only two people, the main two people in the whole thing. So, like, obviously, I suggest watching it, reading it. I definitely suggest reading it. It is amazing. I suggest watching, following Wonson Jin on Instagram and YouTube so you can see what else he's coming up with. Yeah. So yeah, this is Time for BL. On the next episode, actually I already have the next episode planned out. So it was a suggestion by a follower on Instagram named Brian Sonny, who wanted me to go ahead and review Kiss Me Again, the series, and Dark Blue Kiss. So I'm just going to say this right here and now. I'm definitely going to review them, but I'm going to review them separately. If you haven't watched the shows as yet, I will just go ahead and say they do feel like two separate shows. They don't feel like one continuous series. That's why I'm going to split them up and do them as two separate shows in my review. So the first one I'm definitely going to do, I'm going to go in order and do Kiss Me Again, the series, and then do Dark Blue Kiss and talk about what I enjoyed, didn't enjoy, all of that. So that will be the next episode. One day, someday. But yeah, you can go ahead and let me know what you would like to hear me review as well. You can send me a comment on Instagram. You can send me a message on anchor.fm/timeforbl. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify and on anchor.fm. And this is JD Young. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. And next time, I hope you can also make some time for BL. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Bye.